Hi, in this lesson, we're going to learn about when to upgrade your hosting plan so that you can always provide the best experience for your students and customers. I'm Angel from Artsy Course Experts, and we help creative course teachers with their tech. In this lesson, we're going to go over when should you upgrade your hosting plan. If you don't upgrade your hosting plan, customers might start getting really stinky experiences. Your course, your website, your community might start getting slow. You might not have the right amount of videos and rooms that you want. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could go wrong. So it's really important to pay attention to your hosting plan, what's the current quality, and what's the next level up and when to do that next level up. So let's learn about it. First of all, what is your hosting plan? So a hosting plan is the service that you pay for where your servers deliver the content. So the hosting plan actually has the content and the files that your students and customers want. It's the program. It really delivers all the interactivity to the browsers of your students and customers. Now, hosting plans are usually broken up into pricing tiers, and there might be multiple pricing levels, and each level has a small, medium, large, and each of those tiers has limits. So depending on where you are, you may not be able to add more gigabytes or more videos or more students or more pages to your website. So that's the hosting plan. It delivers the content to your students and customers, and there are tiers that you're paying for every month, whether you know it or not. There's limits or you forgot about it. And so there might be moments that you're not giving the best experience to your students and customers. So it may be time to up. Let's get into a couple of reasons why it might be time to upgrade your hosting plan. First of all, your customers may start to see a really slow user experience. It might be because of the server CPU or the bandwidth limits on your servers. So by upgrading that, you can serve more students simultaneously with better experiences. Next up, you may be running out of memory or capacity for your service. So as an example, you may be running out of videos. You just can't upload any more videos. Maybe you just have reached the 1 gigabyte limit or whatever it is for your hosting plan, and you just simply can't upload any more of your content. So as you're trying to grow your business, this might be really important to you. You need to provide value and content, and your hosting plan might be limiting you. So either you have to remove some content to clean up or delete stuff, but maybe you're not ready, or maybe it's still in use. And then you're trying to add new content, but there's no more capacity there. So that would be another reason why you might want to upgrade. Another reason that you might want to upgrade is that you've reached your limit on content. So maybe you have plenty of memory on your system, but the system limits you to 20 videos or 5 rooms. So if you're being limited by your tier and you're reaching those peaks as you want to grow, add more content, add more services, you may have to upgrade your plan. The next reason why you may want to upgrade is the number of users that are allowed on your system. These are your customers. But you also may want to upgrade the number of the support people on your team. For example, you may want a technical advisor or a content editor or a social media manager or community manager. So you may want these other roles on your system, but you're on a smaller plan and it really only allows one administrator. But most importantly, you may be limited at 100 users and you're trying to get to 1,000 users or 10,000 users. but your plan just doesn't support that. So because of that, you may want to upgrade so that you can have more free users as well as paid users and that whole mix. The next reason why you may want to upgrade is that you're anticipating a big launch or some growth. So you would want to potentially upgrade your platform before that launch, before you get that wave of new customers so that they don't have terrible experiences onboarding with a slow system or reaching a capacity limit. So if you know that in the next few months you're about to do a big launch, you should ahead of time pay and upgrade your tiers, upgrade your plans so that you can support all the content goals that you need as a creative teacher or coach, as well as just the capacity of supporting potentially hundreds of students or thousands of students at the same time. Finally, it could be time to upgrade if you're just frustrated with your vendor. Maybe your vendor's flaky. Their quality is all over the place, their pricing keeps changing, or maybe their support is terrible. You have to wait an hour and a half before you can speak to tech support. So if you're having trouble with your vendors, you're trying to grow your business, and that foundation is wobbly, and you need to get ready so that you have a stronger foundation as you level up, well, then you're going to want to consider upgrading your vendor. So it could be upgrading your tier, or it could just simply be, hey, I've had enough. For now on, I'm changing my website to this other platform, or I'm changing my webinar platform to this other tool. So let's go over an example. If you're thinking about upgrading, it's good to do this in 3 phases. The first phase is where you'll document your problems. The second phase is where you'll quantify your numbers. And the third phase is where you'll research and plan that upgrade for the future. So let's get into some of these. On phase one, where you're documenting, you're going to be thinking about trying out with different internet providers. You're going to be testing. You heard a couple of times that these students were having problems. Are they all in one place? Are they out of the country? Are they in your country? Where are they? What providers are they using? Are they using mobile internet? Are they using Wi-Fi, fiber, etc.? So you're going to want to get a little smarter on what internet provider and what internet speed they were using. You'll also want to study, hey, are these things happening with one device? Is it Macs? It's all the Android phones? You're going to want to understand, are students complaining like for real? Or is that just one-offs? Maybe they felt bad, buyer's remorse, they bought your course and they're just complaining and looking for a reason to get a refund. Are you actually getting real refunds and cancels? And overall, you just want to document, is this a frequent problem? One time, it was Friday night and it happened to be really bad weather in your country. So you just want to really study everything to just get all this high level inputs and try to put them in buckets. So that's how you're going to start documenting. I would just recommend getting a Google Doc, call it issues, and every time you hear something, just put it there. And over time, you can kind of analyze the different issues. On phase two, you're going to want to quantify numbers. So you're going to review your current plan's numbers. How many videos can you upload? How many megabytes are there? What's the maximum number of rooms in your community? How many pages can you add to your website? And then you're also going to think about what you're actually using. How many users do you have in your system? How many users are allowed in the system? So all these kind of things. And the same thing with, bandwidth, how much capacity is used, how much throughput is allowed every month. So you just want to collect all the numbers about what are the current constraints and about where are you within those limits. The third phase is really to research and plan for that next upgrade. So you're going to want to verify your current plan. You may think you're on a plan, but maybe you're not. So you're going to want to check with your vendor, tell them, hey, what plan am I on? What's the next plan? If necessary, you might look at other vendors and compare, and they have different names. One company might have small, medium, large, the other might have small, medium, large, and extra large, or the plans might be skewed or shifted. You're going to want to look at pricing and all the details that come with those plans. So, not just the high level, small, medium, large, and the price, but really click in there and see all the features and benefits that you get, including the limits for each of those plans. And you're going to want to think about your budget. Maybe you have high hopes, but you're at a certain place and you're expecting a certain growth. So you can't afford the extra large plan at this point because the monthly burn rate would just be too much. So, what are the next medium steps? You don't want to change your vendor and your plan every few months, but what are those medium steps that you can do so that you can level up as your income increases? You could deliver great quality and then level up in stages. Finally, when is the right time to go ahead and upgrade? You don't want to upgrade in the middle of a launch. You would want to upgrade before. You're going to want to look at your marketing calendar, your launches, and think about when's a good time to go ahead and swap. You don't want to swap the week after a big launch where potentially a lot of new customers could get frustrated. If you want to level up just a little bit, pay attention to quality issues before you hit your limits. So get that Google Doc going, start writing notes here and there. If you hear reviews or comments or cancels, just log it all there. And then when it's time and you're starting to feel there's a real movement there, then go ahead and you have all that data to go ahead and think about what are the numbers that you need so that you can have the right capacity for a great user experience. And then you can plan as a project manager, as a CEO, as a business owner, when is the right strategic time to go ahead and do that upgrade. So now you're a lot smarter about upgrading your hosting plan. You're going to think about the experience. You're going to think about capacity. You're going to think about the limits that come with your tiers. How many users can you support? How many students can you support? And then also think about your big launches throughout the year and when would be a good time before or after to potentially upgrade. To learn more, check out the info and links in the notes. If you're loving this stuff, subscribe to keep leveling up your creative business. And if you need any tech help with your courses, community, or teacher website, visit www.rtcourseexperts.com. Thanks for hanging out. Let's stay in touch.